Hello, Eddy County. From the North Rim to the state line, you're listening to KCCC 930 AM. I'm Hattie here in Cavern City, and it's time for Midweek Matters, bringing you both the best upcoming events and interesting micro news from across our community. We'll start with what's happening around town and on campus, then give you the quick news that affects your daily life. Before we begin, a reminder, if you have events, community news, or spotlight requests to share, please submit them through our Contact Us form at kccc930am.com. First up, events. This afternoon, Wednesday, April 15th, the Support Group for Families with Disabilities meets at SNMC in room 106 from 12:30 to 1:30. Contact Mariana Moreno at RMORENOURQUIDI@snmc.edu for more information. Saturday, April 18th is our Passport for Adventure at 400 Riverwalk Drive in Carlsbad from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., featuring literacy, experiments, robotics, a scavenger hunt, food, and science. Also, April 18th, the Cavern Theater celebrates Earth Day with a special sponsored showings of Dr. Seuss's The Lorax from 2012. This will be held at 2 and 6 p.m. Tickets for adults are $8, $5 for seniors and children 12 and under. I cannot more highly recommend this movie to you. I was so surprised. When you take a tiny book and turn it into a full-length movie, you have to add extra story, and they did a great job. Tuesday, April 21st, the community is invited to the groundbreaking ceremony for Eddy County's new detention center. The event begins at 10:30 a.m. at the County Sheriff's Office at 1502 Corrales Drive in Carlsbad, directly across from the construction site. Refreshments and architect renderings will follow. And mark your calendars for Thursday, April 23rd for the Energy Day celebration beginning at noon with a Munch and Learn with a panel of industry professionals. This will be followed by presentations by speakers, and then STEAM Expo and open house begins at 4. Definitely come and check it out. Everything will be open for your touring. The labs, including the coveted simulation lab. Also, there will be a drone soccer demonstration. That runs until 7 p.m., 6 to 7. Dr. Kayla Kroll from Lawrence Livermore Laboratories will be here speaking about earthquakes. Listen to yesterday's community forum for more information on this exciting day. And of course, Tuesday, April 28th, the Carlsbad City Council meets from 6 to 8 p.m. Now, at the libraries in Artesia, Thursday, April 16th, toddler time begins at 10:30. Movement, song, social time, and fun. Also Thursday, after school STEM and STEAM at the Artesia Public Library at 4 o'clock. A different hands-on activity each week. Also, Thursday, April 16th, Crafts for Adults meets at the Artesia Public Library from 4:30 to 6:30. Monthly crafting for grown-ups. All supplies provided, free and open to the public, ages 18 and up. Monday, April 20th, the Artesia Stitchers Sit and Stitch meets at the public library from 1 to 5 p.m. If you needlepoint, cross-stitch, embroider, bead, or do any kind of stitch work, you are welcome. All skill levels, free and open to the public, ages 18 and up. Tuesday, April 21st, Children's Story Time begins at 10 a.m. There's a different theme each week for stories and crafts. All supplies provided for free, ages 3 to 5. Also, Tuesday, April 21st, Dungeons & Dragons meets at the Artesia Public Library from 2 to 6 p.m. All skill levels welcome, free, and open to the public. And also, Tuesday, April 21st, Teen Tuesday at the Artesia Public Library from 3:30 to 5 p.m. Hang out, read, do homework, or play games. Supplies provided. Free. 8 grades 7 through 12. In Carlsbad at the Public Library, Thursday, April 16th, they offer baby time at 10 a.m. And also Thursday, April 16th, Inspired by Science brings the Ozobot Club, a fun, ongoing series where kids can explore and develop coding skills, open to 1st through 6th graders of all skill levels, no experience needed. Call the library at 575-885-6776 to sign up and secure your spot. Also, Thursday, April 16th, Carlsbad Public Library presents Brews and Books at Milton's Brewing from 6:30 to 8:30 at 213 West Mermod Street. This month's pick is The Stardust Grail by Yumi Kitase. Genre is science fiction, and I have to tell you, I'm loving it. Now for Eddy County Quickies Micro News. 3 New Mexico pueblos are receiving federal wildlife grants according to the current Argus. Santa Ana, Zuni, and Cochiti Pueblos are sharing in a $6.6 million U.S. fish and wildlife distribution. Plans include Rio Grande, bird monitoring, improvements to the Zuni Eagle Aviary, and bighorn sheep protection. Carlsbad Municipal Schools has broken ground on a $46 million rebuild of Sunset Elementary, the current Argus reports. The original 1950s campus will be replaced with a roughly 55,000 square foot facility for up to 450 students, funded by a voter-approved bond. Completion is expected in August of 2027. The current Argus also reports that some New Mexico Republican leaders are calling on for State Party Chair Amy Barella to step down, arguing she's violated public party rules by running for Otero County Commissioner while serving as chair. Barella disputes the interpretation, and a party commission legal review supports her position. No vote to remove her has advanced. The White House's fiscal 2027 budget request, reported via Ground News, would boost funding for the waste isolation pilot plant near Carlsbad to $483 million, a 12% increase. Los Alamos National Laboratory would see a 5% bump to $296 million. All figures are subject to congressional approval. Spring has sprung for the Carlsbad Chamber Ambassadors report, according to the current Argus. Recent ribbon cuttings and welcomes include a new recreation facility, a printing company, an airline, and a relocated local boutique. Let's see what's happening up at the campus. I've already mentioned, of course, Energy Day, STEAM Expo, and the open house happening on the 23rd. But the night before, you can attend the Spring Cleaning and Organization Workshop with instructor and friend of the station, Gene Perminsky. That will be held Wednesday from 6 to 7, ages 16 and up. Spring is a perfect time to refresh your space and bring a sense of order and calm to your home. Learn practical tips and strategies to declutter, deep clean, and organize every room. Check out our archive for my conversation with Gene from last year on organization and decluttering. And now for our Weekend Wanderer segment, where we explore day trips and weekend getaways within easy reach of Carlsbad and Eddy County. This month, I'm taking you somewhere that has become close to my heart. Ruidoso, New Mexico, tucked up in the Sacramento Mountains, about 2.5 hours from Carlsbad. I'll be honest with you, I fell in love the moment I got there. It has that mountain town magic that just pulls you in. But Ruidoso has been through some hard times in recent years. Wildfires and flooding have dealt some serious blows to the local economy, and the closure of Ruidoso Downs Racetrack, which was a major draw for the whole region, has left a real gap in the community. What got me out the door and up the mountain, honestly, was Cowboy Kent Rollins on YouTube. I love his recipes. And he did a show where he talked about how important it is right now to get out and support Ruidoso during its recovery. That is the best thing visitors can do, is show up and spend a little money with the local businesses that are still standing and fighting. That resonated with me, so I went, and I'm glad I did. One of my favorite finds was TLT Yarns and Handcrafts, a charming locally owned yarn store. That is just the kind of place you hope to stumble into. I picked up a lovely orange and yellow variegated wool that I double-stranded with orange and yellow in different sections of a rainbow gnome hat I recently made as a gift for a friend, commissioned by another friend, which is honestly just the best kind of project. If you're a fiber artist, TLT Yarns and Handcrafts belongs on your list. Also find them on Facebook. And if you're a skier thinking about getting into it, Ruidoso has some wonderful used ski equipment shops where you can outfit yourself without breaking the bank. Great for families and anyone testing the waters before investing in new fancy gear. But the message I'd leave you with is this. Ruidoso needs us neighbors. It is a beautiful place with resilient people. And a day trip up there, a meal at a local restaurant, a stop at a local shop, a walk through town makes a real difference. Before you head out, check local sources for current road and business conditions as recovery is still ongoing. But don't let it stop you. Go, wander, spend a little money. That's your Midweek Matters for today from Carlsbad, the seat of Eddy County. Thank you for listening in Artesia, Carlsbad, Hope, Loving, and all the areas in between, out in the fields and on the road. If you have an event or news item you'd like to share, please contact us using the form at kccc930am.com. Also, feel free to participate in our Substack, kccc930am.substack.com. There you'll find the entire archive of our show, as well as the new newsletters, the Saturday Signal, which is a weekly recap of everything that happened in our local programming on the station, or Sunday's Lowdown, where we do a deep dive into some of the micro news that we give you on Wednesdays. This show is produced in partnership with Southeast New Mexico College Workforce and Community Education.